Hello, BookTube. I have an announcement video for you today. It's an announcement that gives me the warm fuzzies because it's a type of reading that's near and dear to my heart. It's March Mystery Madness. It's for the 6th consecutive year on BookTube. It's March Mystery Madness, a sprawling BookTube event designed to celebrate murder mysteries, murders, thrillers, police procedurals, and to get you to read more of them, get you to take the ones down off your shelf that have been sitting there, or maybe give it a try if you've never ventured into the genre. It was created by Elizabeth at LizziefayeLovesBooks and Troy Towell. And Elizabeth has gathered unto herself this year a great gaggle of co-hosts. I will leave links down below. I've got my iPad here because there's so much information this year. There's so much going on. She has pulled out the stops for this event, as befits such an old BookTube event. There are a whole bunch of hosts, and they come at, as the point that was made, that's been made a few times now, is that they come at the genre of murder mysteries from a whole bunch of different angles, which is wonderful. That means you're going to get a wide coverage. There's Sarah at the Bookish Reader. There's the Paperback Junky, the Bookish Bryants, a whole bunch of people. I'll leave links to all of them down below. And of the whole of the group of the co-hosts, I am the worst because I am a bad booktuber. There's a great graphic for the whole event that should go up on the thumbnail of this video. Don't know how to do that. There's a great graphic for the reading prompts throughout the month of March. That should go right here. Don't know how to do that. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I don't know how to do. There's also a whole bunch of peripheral involvements in this. It's not just a BookTube reading event. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. I listed all of them down below here. There is a Twitter page, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that'll be going on in each of these things. A lot of things that I myself, frankly, don't understand. Like, for instance, come read with me events on YouTube, where I guess from the ones I've watched, it's just that the booktuber puts a camera on themselves while they read, and then they just sit there reading, and you read with them. I've never understood. I don't understand that on some basic fundamental level. If I wanted to sit there and read while some mook watches me, I'd still be married to Deb. I don't know about that, but there's plenty of other things going on. Reading sprints and challenges. There's Instagram that's dedicated to March Mystery Madness. There's also something called Discord, which I guess is a kind of discussion app. I downloaded it. Apparently, I must have downloaded it once before because I was signed in. But I have no idea how it works. No idea really how to use it. I think I might have done it for Marsathon. And if so, maybe when I use it, it'll all come back to me. But right now, it's a little bit of a mystery that either Sarah at the Bookish Knitter or Deb, Mark Richardson's Deb, not my Deb. My Deb couldn't figure out a manual can opener. But somebody will have to explain it to me. But if it is what I remember from Marsathon, I'm probably going to enjoy it. And there are a whole bunch of other things too. There's on each of those venues, Twitter and Instagram, there's a Goodreads group. On Discord, on each of those, there are separate tailored activities. If you like that sort of thing, I think it's a tremendous amount of fun. And if you don't like that sort of thing, I want to stress a point that's been stressed by a few of my co-hosts in their announcement videos, all of which are up by now. It's another way in which I'm a really bad booktuber, is that I don't pre-film my videos. And I don't like to film my day's videos until I've got some work done. So it's not like I was up at the crack of dawn so that my announcement video would go up with everybody else's. So I'm just a bad booktuber. But one of the points that my co-hosts were making is that these things are all for fun. The events, the sprints, the prompts, the themes, they're all for fun. The most basic and most fulfilling way to participate in March Mystery Madness is to read a murder mystery. Or more than one. I mentioned the prompts a couple of times. I want to give you the prompts. This is the theme of this particular March Mystery Madness is a Title-Rific 21. And the prompts, I believe, were created by Elizabeth. They are single, number, person, place, weather, color, time, and space. To let these prompts get in your face. To ignore them while reading would be a disgrace. To supplant them with others must not displace. I don't really know. I don't really know what's wrong with Elizabeth. I don't know what's wrong with any of you. But I think that's fantastic. And also, another neat thing about the prompts is that they're so elastic. You might remember that from Olive's event, Nonfiction November, where the nice thing about the prompts is that they are so plastic, they are so adaptable, that almost anything, you could find fun ways to apply them to almost anything. And let's see here. There are also live shows. I've got a list here. There's so much going on. She loaded the event. It's not just read a mystery in March. There's so much going on. That makes it fun. There are also live shows that are planned, some that are already scheduled, and some that will materialize, in the month of February, where some or all of the hosts will get together and just talk about things. And I don't have an official binding promise from Sarah at the Bookish Knitter, but I think both of us have sort of pinky promised that we will, in fact, allow the rest of you to get a word in edgewise during those live shows. We will not just talk and crack ourselves up with our corny jokes between us the whole time. We will allow everybody to talk and get involved. And those will be open. I think those are on, I don't even know, Zoom or maybe StreamYard or whatever the more technically knowledgeable people decide to do. And I'm going to try and participate in as much of this as possible. And of course, I'm going to be reading mysteries in the month of March. Probably the way I did with Nonfiction November, ordinarily, my percentage of reading nonfiction out of 100 is about 80. And for Nonfiction November, I bumped that up to 100, except for stuff that I'm actually commissioned to review. Things, if someone's paying me to review a work of fiction, why anyone would do that, I don't know. Surely, if there were an authors union, that union would already have organized to say, anybody but him, don't let him review our book. But sometimes it happens. And if that happens, obviously I'm not going to tell an editor, this weird group of imaginary friends of mine on BookTube wants me to dispense with fiction for the month of November. And the same thing is true with these prompts with March Mystery Madness. Ordinarily, I read, as you know, if you watch this channel, I keep up a steady diet of murder mysteries. I love them. And in March, I will probably increase that. I'll probably double that. Like, for instance, instead of picking and choosing from the mystery-related new releases that I get, I'll probably read them all, and with scrupulous attention. Probably thrift shopping, get a lot more murder mysteries because I've read almost all the ones that I have. I have only one shelf of murder mysteries of printed books. I have a huge amount more in ebooks, but I have only one shelf of printed books of murder mysteries. I'm pretty sure I've read them all, so I'm going to need to stock up for March. But I want to make sure. That I didn't forget anything, because Elizabeth loaded this down here. Okay, I will list all of the co-hosts. They're all fantastic. I have some of them. I wasn't that familiar with their channel until this year, and then I subscribed. Others I've subscribed to for a while. Okay, that might be it as far as the details go. Mainly the point of this video was to let you know that March Mystery Madness is on the horizon. It's on the way. There are a whole bunch of big BookTube events for the month of March. The other one that really grabs my attention is March of the Mammoths, where you read big books. And several of my co-hosts have pointed out, there are ways to combine all of those things. Just have yourself a marvelously bookish March, which would be really a lot of fun. But the key point I want to stress here is this is just meant to get you to read more murder mysteries and love them. Now, the fact that you have a big, enthusiastic, dedicated group of people on Discord, if it is a general discussion board group, that's going to be great, because I'll be all over it since I'm a lonely shut-in. But also everywhere else, all of these videos, the fact that you have all of that can be a wonderful way to explore the world of murder mysteries, especially if you're not familiar with it. You're going to have a lot of company to do that, and that's terrific. And there's another point that the Bookish Bryants made on their announcement video. I'll try to, in addition to linking all of the hosts, I'll try to list all of the announcement videos. They made a great point, which is that a thing like this, an event like this, with all sorts of channels gathered together, can be a great way to introduce yourself to BookTube, or introduce yourself to more of BookTube. to, as Becky put it in her inimitable way, jump in face first to the booktube world. The Bookish Bryants actually did that with their channel. Their channel was brand new when March Mystery Madness appeared last year, and they just jumped right in. It's a wonderful way to get to know a lot of people in a fun, collaborative sense. So I encourage you to do it. I encourage you to line up your books, look at your own murder mysteries, assemble them all in your library, and figure out what it is you want to read for March. And can any of them be made to fit any of those one-word prompts? I think all of my co-hosts are going to be doing TBR videos. I'm a little bit of a problematic reaction to TBR videos. I love to watch them in other people, but I read all day, every day. So making a TBR of the books that I plan to read for the month of March, I don't know. I might make more recommendation videos than a TBR, but one way or another, you'll be getting a bunch of those too. And those are good not only to let you know how those co-hosts are thinking of the month of March, but also to give you great suggestions. That's a fun thing for TBRs, is that they function as a great way to recommend and suggest books. So that is my announcement video. I think I covered everything. There's Twitter, there's Goodreads, there's Instagram, there's Discord, there's Scratch and Sniff on Voxer, there's Snapchat for the saucy videos. There's all of your co-hosts. I'll list them all down below. There's all sorts of reading sprints and challenges, and there's a special bonus prompt. The bonus prompt, in addition to the rhyme, is to pick a book that you picked solely because of its title. And that would ordinarily seem a little strange, maybe the cover, but not the title, except that if you've seen, like for instance on this channel, what some murder mysteries do with their titles, it's very, very clever. It might be that a murder mystery's title actually did pull you in, form an active involvement, an element in whether or not you pick it up. So I think I've managed to list everything. If I haven't, well, then Elizabeth will probably yell at me. I'm the least conventional, I think the worst of the booktubers who are co-hosting this event. But I was glad to agree anyway. Elizabeth reached out to me a month ago and pointed out, last year you said you couldn't co-host, and then you made a ton of videos and did all of the challenges, so why not just co-host this year? Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So that's what I'm going to be doing this year. This is March Mystery Madness. It's coming right up. So I invite you all to join. I'm going to shut up for now, but I'll be back with plenty of mystery content in the month of February, where we lay the groundwork. And then in March, I saturate the airwaves with mystery-related content. So I will see you then. Thank you, BookTube.